Here we are, back again. Your two best friends,
Mhm.
Malcolm and Josh.
Yep.
Scam Podcast, episode 28, I believe, 27, something like that. Who knows?
Going to the moon, baby. I'm not working next year.
Yeah,
Ever again.
if you're joining us today, is when we're recording this is Wednesday, December 16th, and Bitcoin has skyrocketed up to, last check, 21,700. I'm almost 800. So good news for all people that have a stake in
It's just got to
Bitcoin.
get to 1 million, and then I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's hop right into it. First of all, how you doing, Malcolm? How's things in Colorado?
Doing great. Doing
Yeah,
fantastic. Had a good week. Eating good, living good.
that's
Yeah,
good
that's
to
it.
hear. Well, I have kind of an update.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty swell,
We'll see.
but
Now I'm doing worse.
but I do have an announcement. I've won my battle on Christmas.
Your battle?
Yeah, we're not getting a Christmas tree this year.
I thought you.
You cut out. What'd you say?
I said I thought you already got it.
No. I was pushing hard against it, and we are not getting one. So what happened is we actually got we got all new
And
furniture.
I no longer have a girlfriend.
Now I'm homeless. No, we got a whole new living room set because the puppy peed on the old one quite a bit. So we got a whole new one, and we don't have anybody to pick up the old furniture yet. So it's also in the living room. So there's just no room. I'm like, look, it's not practical. It's not practical. You can fit it, whatever.
Yeah.
So other than that, a couple little updates. We'll be doing the picks episode on Friday this week because our games Saturday and Sunday. So tune in Friday. We have to. If we're not doing them Friday, we're not doing them this week. So we'll be here Friday.
Watch me fucking seesaw every week. Jesus
yeah, good,
Christ.
bad. You weren't too bad this week. We'll get into that on Friday. We'll get into all that on Friday. So let's hop in. First thing, thank you for everybody for downloading, liking, sharing, subscribing to the show. Follow us on YouTube, 2-Word Scam Podcast. If you're listening now, click the subscribe button, the like button, give us a little thumbs up. We do get a lot of thumbs up, surprisingly. Not a ton of views, but a lot of thumbs up. Downloads are again at an all-time high. Thank you for everybody for downloading the show. That for those of you that are listening to the audio only, I think we need to make, when we show these videos and these pictures and stuff, we need to describe them a little bit better because it does seem like we have a way bigger audience that are listening audio only than on YouTube. But if you're listening audio only and you want to see those things, go to our YouTube. Like I said, 2-Word Scam Podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at scam_podcast. Huge help to us. Gives you links directly to the videos every week when we drop an episode. And it just keeps you up to date with the show. Yesterday, I tweeted out that we wouldn't be recording and it would be out a day late. So you'd have known that if you would have been following us on Twitter. And let's hop right in with these emails. If you want to email us, it's podcastscam@gmail.com. So first email we got. So this one's interesting. It says, since you guys are both from Florida, what is the most Florida man thing you have ever seen or experienced?
Well,
you go first.
I can think of one thing that I've been telling Josh to put in the podcast forever, and I'm not going to describe the video too much, but it's, all right. Well, it's our friend.
I'll link it at the bottom.
Yeah. So our friend made, I think it was national news, when he was being, this guy was riding his ass on the turnpike, and, nobody likes that.
No.
So he decided to give him the finger. He's from Florida. You know how it goes. People a little more brash. Guy's brandishing a weapon, and he fucked up because it was the wrong person to be brandishing a weapon with. And he decided that he didn't like the sight of that and decided to fire on him while driving.
Yeah. So we talked about this off of air, but our buddy, he's a friend of somebody we grew up with. We grew up with his sister. He's a little bit younger than us, but we know him pretty well. And I know for a fact that he's the wrong one to fuck with stuff like that because he do keep it on him. You know what I mean? So this guy, like you said, they were a little bit, the guy was tailing him, and then he kind of slammed on his brakes a little bit, and the guy went around, and then I don't know how, he must have a fucking eagle eye because I don't know how he saw it live because he has cameras all hooked up on his car. The guy pulled his gun out through the window, and you can barely see it even on the video, and he saw it live, and then he just pulled out and started firing through his windshield. And there's a guy in the passenger seat has no idea what the fuck is going on. But I mean, that's the thing. If you're gonna pull it, you better better shoot. because someone's going to shoot back. You know what I mean? If they have a gun.
And like a good citizen, he pulled over, called the cops.
Yep.
Nothing was wrong, and they're looking for the other guy.
Yeah, I believe I don't know if the update if they arrested him or whatnot, but yeah, that's they did put a
moral
warrant
of the
out for that
story
guy's
is
arrest.
shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah. I don't know if that. I mean, I guess that is kind of like a Florida man thing. I think
that's definitely a Florida man.
Yeah, I'd have to think on it because I know that I have a ton of stories, but I know there is this one time where, and I think I don't know if I told this on the podcast, but I was at a gas station and this guy, he just came up to me. He's like, "Yo, man, you think you could give me a ride?" And I was like, what? Like, I'm pumping gas. He's like, yeah, give me a ride. And I'm like, okay, like, I'm kind of going this way. And he goes, oh yeah, me too. I'm like, okay, well, where do you need to go? And he goes, well, I'm trying to buy this alligator off my buddy and it won't fit in my truck. And I'm like, man, you're I don't have a truck. I have a car. Like I have at the time I had like a Mercedes. I'm like, the alligator's not going to fit in my car. He goes, no. You don't have leather, do you? And I go, what are we talking about? I was like, yeah, I do have leather actually. He goes, oh, well, don't worry about that. We'll put something down. I'm like, no, we're not doing this. Like, I'm not taking you to go pick up an alligator or whatever. And he was like, oh, I think he might have been on drugs. I don't think that was a real story. I don't know. He might have murdered me if I would have given him a ride.
I remember one, like, ever since I moved to the Midwest or whatever, I've been in this area of the country for 5-6 years now. I mean, one thing you immediately notice is like the cops are way nicer.
Yeah.
And, no trouble. I mean, Florida, you're getting out. They don't even ask for the license. Just tell you to step out. Just get out of the car. We're going to run through it. We don't care what we pulled you over for. But one thing comes to mind in particular. I think I might have told the story, but whatever, new listeners. So me and you were driving to Gainesville back from our hometown. And we I think it was like New Year's, and we got trashed. We were probably still drunk, still driving my hoopty back in the day. This thing's missing a bumper. It's got different colored panels on it. It says 92 Accord. It's all fucked up. I mean, I would pull it over. So the cop comes out, this black cop, he turned out being really cool, but
yeah, he was.
This is some shit they pull in Florida. You know, pull his eyes like, whoo. He's like, you guys smell like alcohol. Oh shit.
It's also like 7:00 in the morning.
Mm-hmm. I lost my monitor. Hold on. What the fuck?
Well, I'll pick it up from here. So the guy pulls us over. He's like, you guys smell like alcohol. And then he gave us, he told us, he's like, you don't have a bumper.
Yeah.
You can't be driving without a bumper, dude.
He goes, you don't have a bumper. You know that's illegal to be driving without. I was like, no. So he leaves, comes back. And then he goes, yeah, well, I got some bad news. I got some good news. Bad news is you guys are going to jail. It's like, what? He goes, yeah. And then he was like, nah, I'm just fucking with you. And I was like, oh, okay. See how it feels, dog.
Yeah.
Trying to fix this fucking monitor. But that was a crazy Florida story. And I've been pulled over multiple times where you just come out of the wrong neighborhood and they're just like, yeah, your license plate light was out. It's like, I'm looking at it now and it's on. So can I go? You fuck.
Yeah. They always find a reason. To be fair, it is a little bit more dangerous here in Florida in some parts, but I mean, it's still it's crazy, man. It's crazy. All right, on to the next one. Thank you for your email.
Pause it real quick.
All right, I guess we'll be right back. Experiencing technical difficulties. All right, and we're back. Sorry about that. So on to the next email. This one says,
I got one more.
Okay.
A friend of ours on spring break got arrested, kicked a cop in the face.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And they did not take him to jail. They just took him to a field and beat the shit out of him.
Not a field. They took him to like a empty parking lot. It was in Daytona. But yeah, I don't remember why. I think we were like somewhere we weren't supposed, like we were in a hotel that we didn't have like we weren't staying at.
A coffee pot or something?
I was gonna say, I think we were at a hotel we weren't supposed to be, like we weren't staying at. It was during spring break and we just stumbled into a hotel drunk and an argument ensued and he got in some kind of confrontation with somebody there and the cops showed up and he just started fighting the cops. And then they're like trying to put him in the car. Like they're putting him into the car and he was just up kicking. He kicked the cop right in the face. And then I don't know how he didn't get arrested, but they ended up, they took him to like an empty parking lot, just beat the shit out of him. So you know what's funny? You know what's funny? Going to this next question, I have another story with that same person that's coming up on this next question.
I got another one with a different person. Here's one. A buddy of ours in high school. It was like, big crazy fucking Florida party or whatever. And he's like dating this girl and he he decides it's going to be a good idea to sleep with her mom.
Oh,
so he sleeps with her mom. Sleeps with her mom. Stepdad's there.
Yeah.
Everybody's banging on the door. Like they know what the fuck's going on. A guy hops in the window, out the window.
To be fair, her mom was not hot.
No, neither was she.
No.
Walks in the front door like nothing happened. Like he hopped out the window, walked in the front door, like, what's up? What's going on? That's some Florida shit right there.
And then I believe on the way home that night, he was driving a motorcycle and totaled it too. So quite a night.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next question. We could go on. We have tons of those kind of stories. It's just trying to remember some of them.
I don't want you to think of us as, as Florida people just quite yet.
Yeah. So just listening to you guys tell the story about the car burning at the bottom of the mountain, and reminded me of a time when we were kayaking and we came across a kayak upside down and broken up in some rocks at the bottom of a river, and 2 dead bodies were floating in the water. Obviously didn't have any cell service, and it was impossible for us to get to them. So we just continued down until we came across a park ranger and told him what happened. That helpless feeling of having no idea what to do and not being able to help is rough. So all of that and listening to your podcast made me wonder, what is the closest you guys have ever been to dying? Hope this makes the next episode. From, I don't know if her name's Mare. It's M-A-R-E. Mare, Marie, Mary. I don't know. So thank you for your email, Mare.
I have a kind of a funny one, but
hey, hold on. You're cutting out a little bit. Say something.
Cutting out? What the fuck?
Yeah, hold on.
Hello?
All right, we'll be back again in a second, guys. All right. So what's the closest you have ever been to death, Malcolm?
So I got one with drowning that happened recently, like in the last year. So we were at Lake Travis in Austin, Texas for my buddy's bachelor. And like, we're like tubing or something, and everybody's swimming and shit. And then you're like, oh shit, boat's getting pretty far away, dog. And I ain't got no, life vest on, dude. And it's like, at what point do you go like, I'm drowning before you're like, you're underwater?
Yeah.
So there's like that fucking like, you don't want to be like, yo, I'm kind of dying, but bring the boat over here, dude.
Yeah.
So that happened because I was like, you just start losing. It gets tough treading water.
Yeah.
I mean, the boat was far, dude.
Yeah. And then you have to, and
So
that's
that
the
was
other thing.
one. And then,
like you said, you got to like, you're treading water, which it takes a lot of energy out of you. And then at some point you got to swim all the way back to the boat. You know what I mean? So you got to figure out if you have the energy for that.
In your head and you're like,
not going to happen.
It's like I'm drowning, but I'm not underwater yet. So it's like, there needs to be a word for like, almost drowning.
Yeah. Because once you go under, that's
water.
it.
Yeah. There's no, I'm drowning. Help
You're capsizing.
Yeah. That was a close one.
Yeah.
And then I've had a couple driving ones, being from Florida and then, living in North Dakota. I was driving one time. I was driving to North Dakota from Denver. And in the middle of winter, like the Wyoming winter, the roads are rough. I mean, it's 2 lanes and they're fucking gnarly. Well, there's like signs on the side of the road, don't use your cruise control. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm from Florida. Who gives a fuck? Wrong idea. So when your cruise control like picks up speed, it just jams it.
Yeah.
So if there's ice, you're gonna start hydroplaning, and I did. And somehow I like got it to like go off the road, dude. And like I was in a ditch. The truck wasn't fucked up, but literally like 2 seconds later, dude, this fucking snowplow comes over this hill.
Jesus Christ.
No question, I would have been dead.
Yeah.
And then there was one other time in the hoopty. I was looking at ESPN driving back to Gainesville on my phone, not paying attention. And I look up and like there's lights, dude. And this shit was like, I forgot about this. This was like fucking poetry. I mean, it was some shit out of like a movie. I mean, I on the brakes, this shitty ass car just loses traction instantly. I did a complete 360, or it was like 2 spins, dude, in the middle of fucking 75, in between like 2 clusters of traffic. And it was like, and then it just shot off the road and the other cluster came by. I looked right and I was looking at lights. It was, woo. That was a crazy one. Called my mom. It's like, you're just like,
I almost died.
Fuck. Yeah, should be dead.
I've had a few like close calls with driving where I just missed an accident or something like here or there. But I think the closest I've ever been to death was we were at a party one night. You know, this must have been like 10 years ago. It's probably in my 20s, and we're at a party, partying all night, and the guy who was hosting the party, he was like he had a big gun collection, like not like I mean, I'll describe it. It was just like he collected guns, so he had a bunch of them. He wasn't like a criminal. He like
collection.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he wasn't like a
criminal. Florida, they have tons of guns.
Yeah, and it wasn't like anything criminal. He just like had a bunch of guns. He would show them off, like these cool looking guns and stuff. Well, I guess he was in this room and he was showing this gun to a girl and like showing her like different things about it or whatever, because he was just kind of weird, I guess. But someone had put a bullet into the chamber, and with a pistol, when you put the clip in, if there's a bullet in the chamber, the gun goes off, right? So I guess he forgot the bullet was in the chamber. This is why you shouldn't play with guns, first of all. So
especially as soon as somebody brings out a gun and there's alcohol around, I'm like, I'm getting
out of there. Yeah. So there's a bullet in the chamber, and he's walking like in front of me and that buddy we referenced in that story about Daytona. And he's like, just, no big deal. He's walking and he's like going to put the gun away. He's like, oh, we should probably put this gun away, ha ha ha. And he puts the clip in. And when he does, the gun goes off, right? And it landed in the wall like 6 inches from my head. Like me and my buddy are standing right here next to each other. It went between both of us and into the wall. Like literally the bullet was in the wall. A 9mm would have my head would have exploded. You know what I mean? Or my buddy's head would have exploded. But the ringing in my ear.
Are you Sam Jackson?
Yeah. But the way, the thing is, like, you think like getting shot or something in the movies, it's like they're dying. It's like, I'm dying here, man, or something, like it's so quick. It's just so quick. My life over. Like before I even knew what happened, the bullet was already in the wall and my ears were ringing. And then my buddy, for some reason, his first thought was to just drop to the ground. So I thought he got shot. I'm like, shit, you just get shot or whatever. And he's like, what? And he's like, no, I don't know what happened. And I was like, it just went. And we look in the wall, just right between both of our heads. So, and then like for a week, I feel like I still can't really hear 100% out of that ear to this day. But it was crazy, man. That was literally the closest. That was one. And we left the party immediately, obviously, and we left or whatever. But we were just like, man, like that was, fate, I guess. Somebody looking out for us or something. And then one other time I had, but that was definitely the closest I'd ever been to dying. And then one other time driving, I was on the interstate and somebody cut me off, and I remember like losing control and like just the car wobbling, dude. The car just trying to get back, and it's just going like 80 miles an hour, and then it just straightened out.
And went out the side of the road and killed this guy. He almost killed me, but I got him.
Yeah, I got him first. No, yeah, just somehow, some miracle, it just pulled back, straightened out. So, yeah, that's close I've ever been to death. So thank you for your emails, guys. Again, if you want to email us. Right? Yeah, that's true. I guess we suck then. So thank you guys for emailing podcastgame@gmail.com. If you want to email us next week or anytime in the future, if you're listening to this.
I thought we had one from India.
Oh, we did. It wasn't an email. It was a comment on, we did have someone reach out from India. A comment on YouTube. It said, this is exactly word for word. From India, me and my sister love show and listen to every episode so far. Thank you from Midan. So thank you, Midan.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you for reaching out. I know we said last week we had a bunch of India listeners. Nobody had reached out yet, so thank you for that. If you are listening from India, send us an email. Send us something. Just tell us what's going on. Tell us about that work strike. Tell us about all different things going on in India, how COVID's working over there, and just tell us genuinely what's up, what's going on. So we hope to hear from you guys soon. Thank you guys for your emails.
Tell us some sex stories. How are Indian people fucking?
Yeah. Oh, it's so hard not to.
How's that work over there? Is it the
same? All right. So first things first, I want to talk about the Florida Gators. So tough weekend against LSU. A meaningless game, really. LSU's 3-5. It's a little bit of a rivalry game. We play them every year. I don't know if you saw the game or if anybody listening saw the game, but the Gators needed to win this game next because this weekend they play Alabama. They needed to win that game to be in the playoff contention. They just had to beat Alabama and they'd be in the playoffs. Well, came down to the last few minutes, and the Gators lost the game because one of their players It was 3rd and 10. We made a stop. We were about to get the ball back.
I heard about this, but I didn't get the full story.
Yeah, he picked up a guy's shoe and just chucked it 20 yards downfield for a penalty. LSU goes down, kicks
man, who throws a shoe?
That's exactly. Straight out of Austin Powers. Chucks the shoe. LSU goes down, kicks a 57-yard field goal. The kicker's over in the fucking end zone chomping at the fans. The Gators get the ball back. They go down. They get a 50-yard field goal. We miss it. So now their playoffs hopes are crushed because I've been up all night these last few days just trying to think, why would he throw the shoe? Like, why? What? When you make that big play and you make the tackle and you see the shoe there, why are you throwing? Like, what makes you want to throw a fucking shoe? You know it's a penalty. You know it's a penalty.
Did it the play, or did it just give him enough yardage to get the first?
It was a 15-yard automatic first down. It would have been a first down anyway, but it would have been.
That's
it was.
Horseshit.
I know it was 3rd and 10 or whatever. I mean, it's definitely a penalty. It's definitely a penalty. You can't just throw a dude's shoe. You threw it 20 yards. It wasn't like he tossed it. He fucking Heisman fucking chucked that bitch in the air like one of those Nerf balls with to make the noise when you throw it. That's how he fucking threw it. Just leaned back.
Yeah.
Chucked it for no reason. For no reason. So Marco Wilson, you're on my shit list. I hope you have a shitty NFL career. I hope you stay healthy, but you're really bad at football. How about that? That's what I hope. Because that sucks, man. It makes this game this weekend meaningless. Like the Gators win, doesn't matter.
That's a hands out guy. That's a hands out guy.
What does that mean?
What?
Oh yeah. Me. Again, you threw the shoe. You threw a shoe.
I don't like the hands out guys.
Me either. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. My thing is like if it was like a taunting or he was talking shit or something. Okay. But you just pick. You can't do that. You picked the shoe up and you just threw it for no reason. So, anyways, so that's that. We'll see if now it's going to be chaos if they beat Alabama somehow this week, which they probably won't. They just lost to 3-5 fucking LSU. But if somehow they beat Alabama and they don't get in the playoff, it's going to be mayhem. You're going to have the second place SEC team in the playoff and not the first place. It doesn't make any sense. Anyways, sticking with sports here for just a second. Have you been keeping up with this James Harden news at all?
I have not.
All right, so James Harden.
I know he's power to the people. He's just like, fuck it.
Well, so James Harden, shooting guard for the Rockets, he just didn't show up for practice the last few weeks. Has been holding out, demanding a trade. The Rockets already traded his teammate Westbrook. Yeah. So our boy James Harden, he showed up for a preseason game last night so he wouldn't get fined again. And let's just say he puts the off and off season because this is what he looked like when he showed up.
Woo! My boy's thick.
Big time thick. So just so you know, he's usually not fat, I guess you could say. So that's what he's looking like. So I feel like James Harden, he's all of us during 2020 with all those COVID lockdowns. He would just sit in the house eating snacks. He's looking
not good for Corona.
I posted this on Instagram. Look, he's just slowly morphing into Rick Ross. Jesus Christ. So
yeah, right. Jesus.
These athletes, though, you know how it is. 2 weeks from now, he'll be in shape, but they bounce back quick.
So I got a question on the sports tip, kind of. So what's this I heard about with Jake Paul and Conor McGregor's wife? Did you hear about that?
Yeah. So Jake Paul, as we talked about a little bit, he knocked out Nate Robinson a few weeks back. We talked about that. So he's been trying to challenge Conor McGregor to a boxing match, which I think is a mistake. But he offered him $50 million. He had his people reach out and offer him a $50 million contract. McGregor's just not even entertaining it, hasn't even looked at it or whatever, hasn't acknowledged anything like that. Well, then he went on some rant where he went on Instagram and then he said McGregor's wife, he's like, look, she's like a 4 at best. You could do better. Dragging her into it for no reason. She's a model, by the way. She's very hot.
Yeah,
but
you can't trust anything better than the 4. You know what I'm saying? All that cash.
She's not though. She's hot. She's a good looking woman. She's like I said, she's a model. But then
I didn't expect Conor McGregor to be the wife type.
Oh, he's been with her. She was with him before he was even famous, so he stuck with her.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's one you can trust.
She's gorgeous. I mean, she's not him saying she's a 4 is pretty funny.
I picture the girl from Oh, that's not what I was picturing.
I mean,
I was
hot.
picturing
Model,
the wildling chick from Game of Thrones.
She's taller than him too. I guess models are tall, right? No, she's good looking, man. She's a good looking chick. Yeah.
She Irish too, or no?
She's Irish. Yep. Like I said, they've been together since before he was famous. But anyways, so, which is also props to him. He was a plumber before he was a UFC fighter. So pulling a chick like that as a plumber, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that is impressive.
She's laying that pipe
already.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Laying that pipe. Anyways, so he was calling her out, and then the only person he was following when he posted that on Instagram, the only person he was following on Instagram was Dee Devlin, McGregor's wife.
Oh.
So then, yeah, so it's just him just talking shit. He's trying to make the fight happen. You know what I mean?
I think the only way the fight should happen is he has to get in the cage with him.
I just let him do boxing. He looked.
But first you're like, okay, well, you have to fight me in the cage, and then I'll box you.
I don't know. I think for $50 million, he should just go and knock him out.
If he went in the cage with him, he wouldn't want to box him after that.
Correct. So also, Dylan Dennis, who's a training partner, he's a MMA fighter. He fights in Bellator. He's a training partner to Conor McGregor. He's actually a very good wrestler. He's a good like jiu-jitsu guy. He was the guy in that Khabib McGregor fight where Khabib jumped out of the cage and like went at him. So Jake Paul and him have been going back and forth too. And then Jake Paul today, he rolled up on Dylan Dennis, caught him lacking, as he said, and started throwing shit at him. And this is the video. So you tell me what you think of this.
Oh, like in person?
Oh yeah, this happened today.
Hey, look, it's Conor McGregor's bitch right there. Pussy, pussy, piece of shit, pussy. Dip. Pussy! Fuck you, bitch! You're a bitch! Hey, look!
So my favorite thing about that video...
He better be in a truck. You don't want none of that.
My favorite thing about the video is calling someone a pussy and a bitch as you're driving, flooring it, driving away. He was like, hit it. You know, so that's pretty funny. But so some other people have, since this happened... I
would have filed charges on his ass. He's probably not... Can't afford to have anything on his record right now.
He's got all kinds of shit going on, but also like some other people in the MMA world have reached out, like, and made their opinion known. Like, yo, you better slow down, bro, because these MMA fighters, you know,
Nate Diaz,
Nate Diaz is like, I'll catch you out. You're gonna get your ass whooped in real life, bro. You keep acting like that. So,
oh, no doubt.
Yeah. So
we'll see it for free.
I saw a few other things this week I thought were interesting. This is all right. So this is a video I saw a little while ago that just popped back up. I hope this guy doesn't mind that we play this video. I'm sure he won't even see this, but if you want to follow him, it's at Benedict Polizzi on Twitter. But he posted this video a while ago. He's interviewing people trying to get them to finish words to a song, and just tell me if you can decipher anything this guy says, all right? Because I thought this is just fucking ridiculous.
What's up? How you feeling, man? I'm pretty lucky. Say what? I'm pretty bad.
What?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Can you finish
America
real quick?
Okay.
Back home again.
I can't wait to get back on the road again. Back again.
Dude.
Like Fred Baggins.
Like,
I don't know if I know the song.
Back home again.
Back home again.
In
Indiana land.
What's up? How you feeling, man?
So I don't know what the fuck that was.
I think that guy took too many edibles and became like Swedish or something. I don't know. Because I don't know what's going on with his tongue or whatever.
That was definitely like
Swedish, British.
He's definitely like American. He's just on either too much acid or just way too baked. But I don't know. I've never been that baked. I'm just making words up.
Yeah.
But I love that he was like trying to finish the word. He's like, back home again to Indiana land.
They say everybody should get a vote. That guy should not get a vote. No vote. No vote for you.
Let's see. There's a few other things on here. Let's see. So this one is, I thought this was pretty funny. This is from Hockey Night in Canada a few years ago. Hockey Night in Canada is like Monday Night Football here in the United States. In Canada, they have like the game of the week every week. I think it's on Wednesdays. I'm not even sure about that, but this is pretty funny. So they're interviewing players, like their introduction, where they say their name, where they're from, and who their favorite player was growing up. So you ready for this? So we'll start with David Krejci. Oh, it's loading. All right. All right. Guess we'll we won't play that one.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Only in Canada.
Yeah. Sorry, pal. All right, I got it to play. Here we go. Try again. This is David Krejci saying his favorite player growing up.
I'm from Sternberg, Czech Republic, and my favorite player growing up was Jaromir Jagr.
Hi, I'm Jaromir Jagr from Kladno, Czech Republic. My favorite player growing up was Jaromir Jagr.
Fuck.
All right. Enough of that. On to the next. So interesting. I guess this is going to be a pretty sports-filled episode, but on Saturday, you know, they do college game day.
I would
and
say
they
sorry
have,
for the women, but you know I don't want to be sexist or anything. So
well, this
I'm
one's
gonna
about
assume
women.
you enjoy sports.
Oh, speaking of women, Dana in that tirade by Jake Paul, he also called out Dana White, called him a fat bald bitch who doesn't get any pussy, I believe is what he said. And Dana White responded, he's like, I should just let Amanda Nunes go and knock his ass out because you probably could. MMA, bro.
Yes.
I think she could in boxing. She's got hands, bro. She knocked out Cyborg, who probably could knock out dudes. So, anyways, different conversation. But sticking with women here a little bit. College game day every week. If you're familiar with college football, every Saturday they have a guest. They do like the pregame. They pick all the games for college football. They're always on location at like where the games are being played, or usually are not this year with COVID. But this week's guest picker, they had Condoleezza Rice. So if you remember, a few years back, I don't know if you ever heard this story, but there was rumors going around. Well, listen. So there was rumors going around.
Where'd you go to school?
I don't know. Army, because it was Army Navy this week. So they were. There's rumors going around a few years back that she was going to be the new GM of the Browns, Condoleezza Rice, and people were like, "What the fuck, Condoleezza Rice? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, that's stupid." Even me at the time, I was like, "That's ridiculous. Like, how could she?"
The Browns gonna fucking invade Iran or what?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense. So, but to her credit,
these guys are warriors, real warriors.
To her credit, though, man, she was on College Game Day on Saturday, and she fucking knows football. Like, no, she knew knew football better than these guys, these analysts. Like, she knew the ins and outs. There was these colleges, like she knew the second and third string guys on Virginia Tech, and like she knew a lot. She's probably the most, the best football mind they've had on the show this season. So I was really impressed with her. Never would have expected that. If you don't know Condoleezza Rice is, she was the Secretary of State for George W. Bush, right?
She was
Secretary
part of the George Bush regime.
Yeah. And she's a very small, skinny, elderly woman and did not expect her to have so much in-depth football knowledge. I was really impressed. So credit to her.
Doesn't know Iraq as well as she knows the 3-4.
Apparently. All right. Again, I guess we're sticking with sports here. I promise this is the last thing for today. So the Cleveland baseball team, if you remember, we had talked a little bit earlier in the season about how the Washington Redskins, they are now the Washington football team. They dropped the name of the Redskins after whatever it was, 60 years of it being a team. Cleveland Indians are now dropping the Indians from their logo after this upcoming season. They'll play with it one more year. Last year they dropped Chief Wahoo, who was the little red guy with the teeth and the feather on his hat. He's gone. And then after this year, they'll no longer be the Cleveland Indians. So I just want to see what you think about all that. Do you think
it's funny?
Too far, or you think it's time, or what? Uh-oh.
So if you flipped it, I was just thinking about this, and did like the Cleveland white guys, would that be racist too?
So Bomani Jones, who's an anchor on ESPN, he wore a shirt a few years ago on one of the ESPN shows, and it said, instead of saying Indians, it said Caucasians, and it was a white guy Let's see if I find that picture. It's a white guy. Let's see. Bomani.
But if that's racist, like how, like which way is it racist?
What do you mean? Here, here's the shirt.
Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like.
Here's the shirt Bomani Jones is wearing. It says Caucasians, and it has Indians logo, and it's a money sign instead of a feather.
I like that.
Yeah, solid.
I like that.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Could a white person be like, I don't like that? Or would it be like,
guess.
It's racist because there's a white people as a name?
So the thing is,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I don't know. The Redskins one I could see as being offensive because it's literally like saying like
offensive.
it is, and I can see why that was a problem. Right. The Indians one, if people find it offensive, then sure, but I just don't see is the Seminoles. Are they the next ones? The Florida State Seminoles?
That's what I was gonna say. I don't think it's offensive when you specifically target a tribe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The other thing is the Cleveland team has not always been the Indians. They started as the Cleveland Lakeshores, then the Cleveland Bluebirds, then the Cleveland Broncos, then the Cleveland Naps, which I don't know the fuck that means. And then in 1915, they became the Cleveland Indians. So 105 years they've been Cleveland Indians. They haven't won a World Series since 1948, so maybe it is time for a change. But I don't know. I don't think it's as big of a deal, but like I said, if people find it offensive, I just don't think people were clamoring for the change like they were for the Redskins. For years, people.
I always go go to the group and ask them. Like the Seminole, because they went to the Seminole tribe and got it signed off on.
See, the thing I was saying, though, is I don't think people were clamoring for, like, you need to change this name to the Cleveland Indians. Like, the people for years have been saying that the Redskins thing, literal Native Americans were like, this is offensive. Yeah. Please change this. So I understand that. Maybe people were doing that for the Cleveland Indians. I just don't live there, so I don't really know what it's like there, like as far as the climate for that. But I don't think people are clamoring for the change. I do like it, though. Like I said, I think if you want to change the name, sure, who cares? It's a team name.
You know what I just thought of, too? Is our high school was it was mixed. It was like Osceola Cowboys.
But with a K.
Osceola's a fucking Indian chief.
What's the same name of the county?
Is a cowboy. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, but that's the name. Obviously, the name of the county is Osceola County. We grew up in, but yeah, and they also spell Cowboys with a K, which maybe that's racist. Maybe was I don't know. KKK. I don't know.
Next door to us, they had the Coffee Cup Cafe.
Yeah, actually, my parents are actually friends with the people that bought that place, and they changed it. The new owners of that place. Yep. Yeah, that's about what Malcolm was saying. It was called Coffee Cup Cafe, but with 3 big ass K's in the name. Which I had heard like stupid urban legends and stories that was like a sign to people they could come in, and it was like some code for the KKK, and they used to meet there
in that town.
Maybe.
I believe that.
Yeah, that's true. It's an old town.
It's changed a lot now, but
yeah,
you know, before it was Kissimmee and St. Cloud. It was like the urban, rural thing.
Well, so sticking with this, and we'll move on after this. The Indians thing, which was I did not know this. But in 1972, are you familiar? You know the school Stanford in California. They're the Stanford Cardinals, but they before they go to the Cardinals, they were the Stanford Indians until 1972. And in 1972, they changed to the Stanford Cardinals. So it just goes to show you, it doesn't fucking matter. Once you change it, people are going to forget.
Now, was that referring to the bird or the pedophiles?
Maybe both. I don't know. It's weird because isn't their mascot like a fucking tree? The Cardinals.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's like a fucking tree. So.
It's like a standing tree and like the mascot, some guy hugging it.
I guess. I don't know. All right, let's get away from sports here for a little bit. So if you guys have been following the news, the COVID-19 vaccine is upon us. People are getting vaccinated as we speak, left and right. One thing I did find interesting. Well, first of all, Malcolm, are you going to take the vaccine if you have it offered to you?
No.
And what is your reasoning?
Never taken a COVID one.
Yeah, never.
I'm healthy. Why am I going to? For what?
I would take it. I'm not really worried about side effects or any of that kind of stuff. Now, the one thing I found interesting though is
I can handle the virus better than the vaccine.
I don't know if that's true, but you're entitled to believe whatever you want to believe. Also, what I found interesting is Pfizer is one of the companies that's making the vaccine. and the CEO of Pfizer will not be taking the vaccine. So that's a little interesting.
Yeah, because I keep seeing this thing about Bell's palsy, whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah, but it's interesting because he's saying his reasoning is he doesn't want to cut in line. The other people want it first.
Fuck
but,
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
The other thing is the same CEO.
Paralysis. That's what Bell's palsy is. The face.
The same CEO of Pfizer. He sold 62% of his stock. He sold 62% of his stock the same day of the vaccine announcement. That doesn't look great because he's probably he's assuming that it's going to drop after these vaccines come out. So
after people get it, like, huh?
Yeah, I don't know, but I guess there's explanations for that. Like part of it could be, look, this is as high as it's going to be. It's not going to keep going up. After the vaccine news. Also, maybe
be like, oh, did we say vaccine? That's another opiate. Sorry, everybody's addicted to heroin.
Well, also like
do that again.
He could have it set up with his financial planner, like, hey, it's just, no matter what, as soon as it hits this number, sell. So that there's explanations for that stuff. Yeah. I just think it's a little iffy though if the CEO is not.
I'm not going to go with he took the moral high road.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But who knows? Okay, on to the next thing.
COVID relief. I think they're gonna. Did they pass it?
It's the announcement looks like it's coming soon. Looks like they've agreed in principle to the stimulus package. That may be why Bitcoin has been jumping up so much.
So I told you I was arguing with my father last episode about aliens and them passing this thing.
Yeah.
I want them to pass it, but now he's talking shit. So I'm just like, do I spite the whole country versus my father?
No, yeah, wait. Hey, you still have a few days until aliens could, let's not rule them out yet. Like it looks like if they've really crunched on this because they want this stimulus bill to be on the 2020 spending. So they've really been pushing these last few days to try to get something done, hopefully by Friday. If not, they'll stay through the weekend. But it looks like they're going to get it done. So that's positive news for everybody that's hurting right now. Like I was telling you, I do have a lot of friends and people that are really hurting right now. So any kind of help would be great for them. So
we're talking about even, I think putting a check in there too.
Yeah, that's what they said this morning. But it's not going to be $1,200. Looks like it's going to be like $600 or $800.
Oh, Bernie whatever. Sanders coming through with the Republican Josh Hawley.
That's what we were. Me and you were saying too is like it seems still like the only person that gives a fuck about the average American is Bernie Sanders. Real shame that the way they did him dirty.
Now that he's no chance of being president, he can do some things. They're
not
like, yo, we're gonna kill your wife if you become president. By the way, fuck.
Is he married? He's got to be married, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Bern.
Yeah, he's been married to the same chick for a while.
Yeah, I always love seeing those pictures of him at like.
Bernie's just bouncing around the country, raw dogging it, picking down everything he sees.
Just dropping loads all over the country.
I need to come.
That's solid.
I got gonorrhea 4 times and almost went bankrupt.
The fucking impersonation guy here. I love it. What's interesting, I always love seeing those videos of him when he was younger at rallies getting arrested and shit. He looks the same, but just without the white hair.
Scrawny white dude. Fucking, yeah. Yeah.
It's also talk about
somebody should do a deep fake of him, but like as like a SJW, like nowadays, like, like a face swap and he's got like blue hair and shit. That'd be great.
I love that he, when Larry David played him on Saturday Night Live, such perfect. I think they're related. I think it came out that they're some kind of cousins or something. So,
yep.
Anything else?
I got nothing. We were talking about COVID, talking a little sports. What else we got?
I don't know.
What else is on the tip?
Excited for Christmas
around the corner. I was gonna go to Florida, but I thought about traveling. I'm just like, fuck this.
It's a lot right now. Just doing
it's just annoying. I mean, is there anything worse than flying on a plane? Just the whole fucking ordeal.
We talked about this, but it's like, to me, we flew together.
More.
Yeah, I guess so. But we flew together, And I was telling you, like, I hate flying, all this stuff. And you're like, what are you scared of? Like, it's pretty safe. Like, you're scared of, like, dying. And I'm like, it's not just the dying part. It's like if you do die, if the plane does crash, it's the worst death. Everyone's panicking. People are freaking out. Nobody knows what, you have no control,
Yeah.
It's got to be the worst way to die.
It's like being on a city bus if it went over a cliff.
Yeah, exactly. And as you're falling, people are just freaking out. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's horrible. So
so I've been watching a lot because let's talk about it. My PlayStation account got hacked, and then it got suspended. And I tell you what, people, there's nobody to deal with that PlayStation. There's no live person.
Nope.
It was the most terrible experience ever. So my account got hacked. People racked up like $500 worth of games. I called the bank, stopped the charges. Big mistake.
Yeah.
PlayStation's like, fuck the bank. You call us first.
Yeah.
So I was dealing with that, and then I wasn't playing for a week. So I watched a lot of TV. Been going deep down the sci-fi hole.
Yeah. What have you been watching?
Well, last night I started this one on HBO called His Dark Materials.
Oh yeah, that's garbage.
It's all right.
It's garbage. It's a kid show.
And then I started watching what's the other one? It's some sci-fi show. Oh, Raised by Wolves. That's good. Yeah, that's good. I was telling you about that when I was watching it live a few weeks ago. I think you just you just tuned it out, but I was like, oh, this show's crazy. Did you finish it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, right?
It's really good.
It actually, like, towards the end dropped off a little bit, but it was still good. The ending was still good, but the first few episodes were great.
I just don't like the show living on a cliffhanger, and your thought is, what are they going to do about that big-ass snake?
Yeah. Yeah, like, the thing is, it's not based on, like, a book or anything, or it's like an original story, so they can basically do whatever they want. When they brought that snake into it, it's like, what does that mean? Like, those big-ass holes, is that just, those are all from snakes? Like,
I also watched
like a psychic snake. It's weird.
Crazy movie that I don't know how it slipped past me and you. I gotta find what it's called. Here we go. It was this movie with Danny McBride.
Okay.
And it's in Florida, and it's like supposed to be during like the 2008 housing crisis. And he buys this house he can't afford, and he goes to like talk to the realtor and ends up killing him, and just like keeps continuing to kidnap and kill people.
That sounds great.
He's like, I'm a good guy. Like, it is a gnarly movie.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. What's it called? Do you know?
I think it came out in 2009 or something.
Oh, so it's a little bit older.
Yeah, it like slipped through the cracks, and it's fucking crazy. It's wild.
Let's see, Danny McBride. All right, Sound of Fury, Manglehorn, Joe. Oh no, let's see. 2009, The Land of the Lost, Up in the Air, Observe and Report, Fanboys.
No.
Pineapple Express, Drill Bit Taylor, All the Real Girls, Due Date. I don't remember him in Due Date. He was in Due Date. Your Highness. Yeah. That's not it.
Here, I'll find it right now.
As I Lay Dying. Nope.
No. Arizona. It's called Arizona. Yeah.
It's not even on his filmography. That's crazy.
So it was on the Leaving This Month on HBO Max.
Oh, okay. Is it a show or a movie?
It's a dark comedy movie.
It's a movie or a TV show, though?
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
It's pretty. It's Luke Wilson's in it. Yeah.
It's 2018. Nice. I'll have to check that out. It looks pretty good. Have you been watching The Mandalorian at all? The new season?
I tried to watch it in the first season, and I kind of like binged it in a day, but fell asleep through like half of it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
So I don't know.
New season's pretty good. Finale is on Friday.
Bill Burr's in it.
Bill Burr's in it twice. Yeah, he just came back for a second episode last week, so he's pretty good in it. Have you watched Tenet yet? Highly recommend that. That's the Denzel Washington's son time travel movie by Christopher Nolan. It just came out on DVD, so you should be able to find it on some of those websites where you can watch movies.
Oh, I also started watching Altered Carbon. I tried to watch it one time before, didn't dig it.
Same.
Got a little further into it, a lot of naked hot chicks. Keep watching it.
Yeah, that's one I tried watching. I watched most of the first season, and I was just like, and then the second season has Anthony Mackie. I saw that, but I can't really. You know what's good? I just finished. You know what's real good? It's on Netflix. It's just called Queen's Gambit. It's about chess.
Oh, I just finished watching that too.
Yeah, that's solid. I
So
like that
good.
a lot. Yeah.
So
yeah.
well, let me just inform the listeners, because I was getting this from a lot of my friends. I was like, yo, you got to watch the Queen's Gambit. And they all go, and I thought the same thing. Like, I can't do the British shit anymore. I thought it was going to be British too.
It's not British.
Yeah, I know, but the Queen's Gambit and the way the trailer looked, at like, and then
it's a
like
chess move.
Chick from Kentucky, Lexington, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Then my buddy brought up something funny. It's like, he goes, it seems like it's really guided towards like women's empowerment. I was like, based on a true story. And he goes, no.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. It's not based on a true story, but the character is based on a real woman that played chess. But
there was a woman one time that decided to play chess.
No, she was good. All right. Yeah, it's just like you've seen this kicker for Vanderbilt, the woman kicker.
Yeah.
So she's kicked 2 extra points and 1 kickoff, and people are saying like one of their games got canceled. Someone's like, oh no, her Heisman campaign is out the window. I can't wait till they make the movie. Listen, congrats to her. It's very hard to be a professional kicker. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not even easy to be a high school kicker, let alone a college kicker. So congrats to her, but it's nothing special. It's great that she's the first woman to do it, but it's not that difficult to kick an extra point, especially in college when you're kicking it from the 2-yard line.
I'll tell you what's tough is missing that extra point and getting drilled by a 300-pound linebacker.
That's true. And I'm not saying there's no risk involved. I'm not saying what she did
wasn't
impressive.
Saying, like,
anybody that can play at a high school or a college, anybody that can play at a college level, that's fantastic. I'm not taking anything away from her, but we need to chill out a little bit by calling her a hero and all these different things. She's not a hero. She's you could say groundbreaking, or she was maybe this will spark something where women in the future, she opens doors for them. Sure, but it's not heroic to kick those 2 extra points. Let's be serious here.
Well, it's good she's doing it, but like, you got to be honest that at one point, like, a chick may be like, oh, I want to go to the NFL or even college, and she's going to get fucking drilled and almost killed.
I'm not worried about that. Listen, there's these nowadays. I used to think that way, but with these MMA women fighters, they're so fucking tough nowadays. And you got, as a kicker, very, very unlikely you're going to get hit. And if she has the leg where she can drill 60-yard field goals,
I've seen the punters and kickers get.
I know,
rocked.
but listen.
Granted, they're trying to stop a play, which you shouldn't do.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. If there's a woman kicker that can drain 60-yard field goals, they're going to tell her, whatever happens, get out of the fucking way. Because they do that to the good kickers nowadays. Like Justin Tucker, they tell him, don't try to tackle anybody. You're very important to our team. And he is. He just made that 55-yard field goal to win the game for them the other night. And they tell him on block kicks, just get out of the way. Don't try to make a tackle. We can't afford you getting hurt. So there's also like, making it political is also so annoying with these things. It's just like, she was a kicker. She made it 2 extra points. Congrats to her. It's not that big of a deal. Good for her, Sarah Fuller. That's awesome that you did that. But let's pump the brakes a little bit on calling this. This isn't exactly Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Fuck.
Anything else before we get out of here?
Just that's Altered Carbon.
Oh yeah, I know. I've seen it. I've seen it.
Watched the whole
didn't
thing?
like it. No, I watched most of it. And there's a lot of naked chicks in it, but oh boy, that reminds me. That looks like someone we know. That picture you just.
Yo, I was thinking the same thing, dog.
Oh man. Anyways, let's get out of here. Thank you for everybody for listening, liking, sharing, downloading. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at @scam_podcast. Follow us on Twitter at @scam_podcast. Follow us on Twitch. I'm going to probably be playing some Cyberpunk this week, maybe a little NHL. So follow us on Twitch, @scam_podcast. Email us at podcastgame@gmail. And if you made it this far, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the video, share with your friends, tell your family, tell everybody you hate. And we'll be back next Tuesday for a Christmas episode. So I hope you're ready for that, Malcolm. Any last words before we get out of here?
That's it.
All right. See you guys later.